Hey YouTube friends, welcome back to the channel. Today I am riding Ride BHM in Birmingham, Alabama. Ride BHM is a smaller bike park. It is absolutely gorgeous. Can't wait to show you around. Can't wait to take you on some rides with me. Let's get into it. Ride BHM is on the outskirts of Birmingham, Alabama. Alabama has become one of my favorite states. From beautiful coastal areas to mountain getaways, Alabama has it all. So I have to say, I was a little surprised when I learned about Ride BHM. Ride BHM is a newer bike park. It's only been in existence about 3 years, and they're still doing a lot of construction, a lot of trail work on the trails and building new trails. Overall, bike park has 3 greens, 9 blues, 10 blacks. It is not a particularly steep bike park. However, shuttle service right now is only operational on Saturdays. I believe during the summer they also do it on Sundays, and I definitely recommend coming on a shuttle day because the rides are shorter and you will find that you are pedaling up a lot to get a 2 or 3 minute ride down. Therefore, making the shuttle kind of a necessity. Even though the pedal up is fairly short, it's also fairly steep. So do definitely recommend coming on a shuttle day. What I think of Ride BHM? Well, let me take you on a few of the rides, starting with my favorite, Canoga.
Canoga is one of my absolute favorite rides at Ride BHM. The ride itself was flowy and with jump lines interspersed between berms, allowing you to catch awesome speed and awesome air. Designed by the same folks who brought you Ride Canoga and Ride Rock Creek, you can definitely feel that DNA when you ride the ride. What I loved about the ride was you got an almost hero feel going from jump to berm, because the ride was perfectly curated to allow you to catch the exact right amount of speed for the jump and to burn that speed off in the next berm. This ride is a fan favorite and was recently redone within the last year or so to keep the ride fresh, and it shows. This felt like a great intermediate ride because the jumps and berms were well sized for my ability level. It was just amazing.
I could ride Canoga over and over. Hey, real quick as a favor, if you're enjoying this content, please hit the like and subscribe button, turn on notifications, and drop me a line in the comment. Let me know your favorite bike park in the United States. All right, on with the video. Now, after Canoga, I did Eureka. Eureka is another fun mixed ride of flow and jump that I just absolutely loved. It was tied closely with Canoga. Let's go on Eureka.
Eureka and me shared a lot of the same feel of Canoga. It was flowy, it was jumpy, and it was just kind of perfect. I noticed the Eureka probably had slightly bigger jumps and slightly bigger berms than Canoga. Overall though, the ride felt fairly similar, just like a slight upgrade of both skill, required, and reward. I actually had a hard time deciding which ride was my favorite between Canoga and Eureka. I think I picked Canoga more because of the recent maintenance, but as you can tell, Eureka is full of jumps, followed by flow, followed by berms, followed by more jumps. That's just a great combination for a lot of fun to give you that roller coaster feeling that we all crave as mountain bikers, and part of why we ride bike park. Here's one of the larger jumps coming up, and what I loved is sometimes you had a choice between a slightly more lippy side and a slightly easier side.
Ride BHM also had technical trails. I rode Shake and Bake, which I'm showing you now. I liked the technical trails because they weren't overly technical, but they were still challenging. There were definitely some rock gardens and root gardens to navigate, but I felt fairly safe and in control the whole time. And as we'll discuss in Ty's takeaways, the dirt at Ride BHM does make the riding a little more challenging than you might expect given its location. One thing I absolutely want to tell you guys about is my amazing friends at Good Day Optics. I absolutely love my new mountain biking goggles from Good Day Optics. You can tell that they were designed by people who actually mountain bike. They have easy to change magnetic lenses, they have the best warranty in the business, and offer you a complete satisfaction money back guarantee, and will even take them back if they've been scratched. So use my referral code in the comments and in the description below to get 20% off your first order at Good Day Optics. Can't recommend them enough. Now, to finish talking about Ride BHM. One of the awesome things about Ride BHM is they allow you to camp in the parking lot. Camping is $10 a night. However, the parking lot is massive. There's plenty of room there. Could accommodate numerous campers. You can definitely run your generator. It is a wonderful place to be, and that makes riding BHM just really that much more fun that you could camp on site. So, what do I think of Ride BHM? First of all, I will say this is probably a winter/spring park. During the summer, the dirt and rocks would be pretty dry, making for a very slick surface. I was here during fall, and all the leaves actually made for a very slick surface when combined with that very dry dirt and rocks. I would say that the ideal time to ride the park is in the winter or in the spring. I would also definitely come on a shuttle day. During the summer, I believe the shuttle runs Saturdays and Sundays. When I was there during the fall, it only ran on Saturday. The reason I would come on a shuttle day is that the climb up the mountain is very steep, and you only get a few minutes downhill for that steep climb. So if you didn't come on a shuttle day, you'd probably feel as though you were constantly pedaling up to not get a very long ride down. The one negative I will say about Ride BHM is kind of the quality of the dirt. I discussed with some of the local riders and all of them kind of agreed. The dirt is fairly dry and it's also pretty rocky, which means it's pretty slick and not super grippy, which sort of limits your natural speed. However, I think that's offset by the absolute love that they show for this park. You can tell the terrain development is not only ongoing, but the existing terrain is well serviced and well maintained, which is a labor of love. Overall, I absolutely love this park. I thought it was a great beginner intermediate park. The locals said the rides were all fairly relaxed and easy. I don't think that was true. I think that they were certainly maybe easier than some bike parks, but I also felt they were still challenging enough to be fun. I thought the culture was great. The locals were super friendly. Everybody was really talkative. It was a typical mountain biking experience, but everybody was super welcoming to me as an outsider. So overall, I would give Ride BHM an 8 out of 10 just because I had so much fun here. As always, if you've enjoyed this content, please hit the like and subscribe button, turn on notifications, and drop us a line in the comments. Let me know your favorite bike park in the United States. Thanks for watching. Take care.